Hey everybody! Today we're back with another guest of mine. This is Rachel from the USA.
Hey, right here in Arkansas. Welcome to my office.
Yes, that's the first thing I was going to ask you. Where are you based in the US?
I'm in Arkansas, so I'm in the South. I'm a Southern girl.
Very cool.
Originally from Kansas City, though. Currently in the South.
Okay, so this is the first question I always ask my friend and my guest. How do you pronounce your name the way it's supposed to pronounce, first and last name?
Rachel Sydney. I have two first names now that I got married. Rachel
Ah,
Sydney.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's an easy one, I think, because I have had like Mexican Sara Hernandez, like we have to learn how to pronounce her name. So that's a pretty easy one, I would say. Rachel Sydney, that would be an
When
easy one
you
to
said you couldn't pronounce the R, I was like, George is me. I can't pronounce the R either for Sarah's names. I can't. My tongue, it
Sara
doesn't get
Hernandez.
it. Right. Cannot. I'm not even going to try it. You're not embarrassing me today. I
I,
can't do it.
it took me 12 years in the Zumba world to learn how to pronounce the R in Spanish. 12 years, not kidding. Yeah, it's been a long time. So today we're gonna get to know about you a little bit better. So first off, I would like to know a bit of your background. So where did you grow up? How did you get into fitness? Or were you sporty when you were growing up? Did you do any sports, etc.? So go ahead.
So, like I said, originally from Kansas City, we moved around a lot. Not because we were military. My mama just liked to move. It was a thing. So I went to like 20 different schools, K through 12. K through 12, yes. So all over the place. And for as far as sports go, yes, my family is very sporty. So we would like have baseball games outside, basketball. I did run track in school. I was a cheerleader. I did drill team. Really just to have something to do to stay active.
Wait,
Like,
cheerleader as in like
yes, as in rah, yes, and lifting people and tossing them in the air. So yes,
are you the
that
one
kind
flying
of
or the one tossing people?
the one tossing. I went on top one time. I was like, I don't want to do this. I prefer to be at the bottom.
Can you do all those back handspring, front handspring, cartwheel?
Back in the day, I could do like a back bend and walkovers and all that. Now I'm like, I don't think my body works like that anymore. So my daughters are like, can you flip with me? I will do a cartwheel with you, daughter. But that is it.
No, because my understanding of cheerleader is from the movie Bring It On. Because
Of
I,
course.
I'm Chinese, I didn't know anything about cheerleading. Like, so that is my only idea of cheerleading. That you fly around, you're really good at acrobatics and gymnastics. So I
There
guess.
are people who are really good at tumbling, but I was not one of them. That
uh,
was not my ministry. No.
and are you cheering for basketball games, football games?
Oh, so it was in school. So whatever game, whatever season it was time for, that's what we did. That was it. Yeah. It was fun though, because you got to go kind of like convention for Zumba. We got to go to like the cheerleading competitions and so it was a lot of fun.
Totally Bring It On.
Yeah, it was totally bring it on.
Have you seen
So
those
I did
movies?
that. Yeah, I did that. But like as far as for real into sports, it was really just something for me to do. I was never fantastic at any sport, very mediocre, very run of the mill. And I was short. So like in the seventh grade, that killed my basketball dreams because my coach called me a tall fourth grader. So that was the end of that. Yes. All right. So we'll just play for fun and not for real. So
When
any kind of like outdoor stuff we would do, just as
when,
a family.
when I was 12 years old, I was really into basketball. I played it every single day, 12, 13, 14. And then when I hit 15, all my friends got taller except me. And I'm like, this is not fun anymore.
Right.
Stopped.
Exactly. And I grew up with all boys. Like we didn't have another girl in the family till like 10 years later. So it was all boys and they're bigger than me and they're stronger than me. So it was a little rough housing. But football was my favorite because okay, you can be rough, but I can get low and tackle you. So let's go.
That's so
Yeah.
cool. What did you do in school? What did you study?
In college, I actually have a degree in theater. I was a theater major with a minor in African American studies. Yeah. So I spent the first 2 years after college doing theater. The first year I traveled around with the group. The second year I was in Mississippi. And then I was like, I'm going to take a break and earn some money and move to New York, right? Everybody wants to move to New York. in that time period, I met my husband and everything changed.
Ah,
So that ended up taking a back burner. And then from there, we got married. I went back to school. I was like, maybe I want to teach English, but on the college level, because me and other people's kids, no. So like in college. So I did that. I was like, you know what? This is going to take me much longer than I wanted to. But I need a focus. I need a career. So I joined the military. I went to the military. I joined the Navy. I went as a linguist. And I did that for almost 6 years. And then when I transitioned out is when I entered the fitness world.
ah.
That's when I decided to.
In the fitness world, what program, what style did you start with?
I started with Zumba. That was the very first thing that I started with. Yes. So as I was getting ready to transition out, I was like, what am I going to do with myself? Because it's supposed to be my husband's time. He's like, okay, we did your military thing. It's my time. All right, but I'm not just going to sit at home because that is not what I do. I need to be doing something. So I was like, well, I've been taking Zumba. It's fun and it'll keep me from being lazy because I can't just sit on the couch and do nothing. So if I'm teaching fitness, then it'll help me stay in shape. So I signed up for Zumba, and then there was an ad on there for Strong by Zumba. I'd never heard of it, didn't know anything about it. I was like, well, what is this? And I clicked on it. I was like, this is me. This is what I want to do. I love this so much. So I got my license with Madeline Aponte in Hawaii. Yeah, I got it with her, and I did Zumba and Strong in the same weekend. So Saturday, Sunday training. I did them both.
Wow.
Yeah,
Who
and
was
I was
your zest for B1?
hmm.
Who was your zest for B1? Also never.
Same.
Same?
Madeline. Yep. She did Saturday. She's also my gold zest.
Wow.
She came back to Hawaii like a month and a half later and did gold. So I did gold with her too. But I was 4 months postpartum with my son when I took the training, and I was dying. I was so tired. But I was like, okay, this is what you get for taking forever to get your life back together. So now get into gear, Rachel. Let's go. So I did, that was 2017. We moved back to Arkansas in the end of 2017. And I started teaching in January. And I've been teaching Zumba and Strong ever since. I also have my group fitness cert with ACE and my CPT with NASM. So pre-COVID, I was personal training and teaching all different types of classes. But now with virtual, I'm only doing the occasional boot camp for corporate classes and then Strong.
Very cool. Do you teach in like a regular gym, like a chain?
I did before COVID. I was teaching in like 4 different places. Now I just teach at home.
Yeah.
In my garage.
Yeah. Well, most people are doing that. Luckily for us, studios are open, so we can actually have live classes.
Some of ours have opened back up. I'm just not ready yet. I'm just not ready. Yeah. It's me. I'm the problem.
Comfortable.
Yes, exactly.
But what do you find easier, like in-person class or virtual class?
So easier in the sense of convenience is the virtual class, because my kids can just be on the other side of the door and not, well, when they're being good, not bother me.
Right.
And I don't have my commute because I live in a very small town. So for me to get to work, it was like 20 minutes at least one way and then back. So that's the convenience portion. But now that everything is at home virtual, I actually don't teach as much as I did because everything is at home. So I have to figure out how to balance things a little bit differently. Whereas before I could take them and drop them off in the play center and I could teach more classes. So it's difficult in that way. And I miss being in front of people. I'm not really a people person, but group fitness was like my people fix. I got a little dose of people and then I can go back into my shell. And so I'm missing that. So that's making it difficult too.
It's the opposite for me. It's actually harder for me to teach from home because my house is the size of a third of this space. Like people in my city in Hong Kong, we live in tiny space, like 200 square foot. That's my apartment. 200. It's probably the size of your office.
My garage is bigger than that.
My entire apartment, including kitchen, bathroom, and everything. It's not even like 1 bedroom studio or not 1 bedroom apartment. It's a studio flat.
Studio, yeah.
So I don't know if you see that sometimes when I do like the meeting at night, well, my nighttime, tech, I have to create space to actually make room to move. Because I cannot move at my apartment. Like literally, I just can't. So having a studio that I can come back to do virtual classes, which is really great. Now that we're back to in-person classes, students are happy. I get to teach them. And physically, I find it's easier to teach in-person class.
Yes, I agree. I do think in-person teaching is easier than virtual. I agree.
Yeah. Virtual, you pretty much have to move, like I would say 90% of the time.
Yep.
While we're queuing and coaching.
Mm-hmm.
As participants, they cannot see each other and just like follow the music. Like
exactly.
In person, you can stop and start coaching and they can see each other. They're like kind of on beat, they can still move, but virtually they can only look at you. So
exactly. Very true. I agree. I'm actually I'm loving your floor. I'm building a she shed / studio outside. So I'm like, I'm going to use this floor. I like your floor. It's pretty.
I don't think it's real wood. It's kind of like I don't know what they call this. They're just like board. They just like slice in together.
Panels. They're little panels that came together.
Yeah. So they're not like real wooden floor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like it. It's pretty.
Thank you. I'm gonna try to keep this under 15 minutes because that's what I ask people. I'm like 10 to 15 minutes of your time. But then ended up Renee's video with me was like 30-minute long. I'm like, so I'm gonna go like ask some questions. It's like a quick round of like lightning and like speed answer. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. The first thing I want to ask is, what is the most embarrassing thing that happened to you in the live class?
In a live class? A complete brain fart. Like, had been teaching the quadrant many times. It was not the first time. And then I just couldn't think of anything. Complete blank. So we're marching in place. And then like, oh, okay, this is what comes next. But yeah, I could not believe, because I pride myself on knowing what I'm supposed to be doing. So that was the most embarrassing thing for me in a live class.
You want to hear mine?
Yes.
It's the worst, like the worst. You know, there's a fitness program called Body Pump?
Yes.
Les Mills. So I've been teaching that for 10 years. I stopped already, but I taught that for 10 years. When I was still a trainee, I was learning to become a body pump instructor. I was team teaching with my trainer, my instructor. So I was supposed to teach a bicep track. And look at this tiny little muscle. I got none. Right? So my bicep just gave in and I dropped the bar, boom, onto the ground. And the entire class is like, and then the instructor next to me, he like right away reduced the weight on his bar. He gave it to me. So I keep going. Imagine, I dropped the bar on the floor. And that class wasn't even empty. It was pretty much like a packed lunchtime.
Oh no.
Oh my God, so embarrassing. That was my most embarrassing moment ever.
Wow.
But I'm talking about,
let people know that, hey, even the best have moments. That was good for them. That was good for them.
It was like 14 years ago. 14, 13 years ago, a long time ago. But for me, that was the moment that I felt like I need to dig a hole right now. I need to go somewhere. Yep. So that was it. Next question. What is your fitness goal that you want to achieve?
My personal fitness goal. Okay. So honestly, for me, I want to be able to stay active and physical for as long as possible, because my babies are young. I'm 37, my daughter is 5, and my son is 3. So my bare goal, what everything is built on, is being able to stay active with them as they grow. I want to be the parent out there hanging out with my kids and still moving around, still being mobile. That is my number one goal.
That's so cool. That's so cool. I'm 38, by the way. You're younger than me. You're like a baby.
Oh, whatever.
Oh, I'm 38. So yeah. Let me give you one more question. Who is your inspiration in the fitness world?
My inspiration in the fitness world. Oh man, there are too many.
What come to your head like right now, right away?
So like right now, my biggest inspiration, because she is my mentor and I can call her and ask her any questions. She helps me the entire time. Is Krista, our master trainer, Krista. Yeah, she was my coach for tech Yeah, she coached me for tech, and then I also called her when I was going through the master trainer process. So yeah, it would be Krista. She's my biggest inspiration, and I don't think she knows that. So if she watches this, it'll be a surprise for her.
I
But
will
yeah,
personally send this link to her later on.
yeah, she's my biggest inspiration. She is phenomenal. Like when I think of form, technique, the spirit, and like her heart in it, it just, this is what I aspire to, like to be as good as she is and still have that kind of humility. It's amazing. I love her to death. She's awesome.
Oh, that's so cool. And that's so heartwarming. I'm pretty sure that she's gonna see this. I'm gonna send it.
Okay.
My last question for you is, what is the one thing about being instructors that you would how should I put it? What is the teaching tips for new instructors?
Teaching tips. My number one thing, and I say it in all of my trainings, is it's not about you. It is not about you. It is their time. You are there for them, because we know that fitness isn't just about the physical, it's about the mental as well. So when you step into class, you give 100% no matter what's going on in your life, because these people, no matter if it's just one person, has come to your class and shown up for you, and you don't know what it is that they need to get from that time. So it is about them. 100% it is about them all the time. You get your workout some other time. At that time, it's about them. That's my number one teaching tip.
Totally cool. Well, I think we're pretty good. I kept it at about 14, 15 minutes right now.
Hey.
Yay. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate it.
I think it's so cool. I think it's super cool because I get to know you a little bit better, other than the every Thursday night for me that I see.
And just so you know, in the group chat, your fan favorites, they love you. I have a group chat with a bunch of instructors. Yeah, they love you. They love George. They're like, we can do George's quadrant for pre-record. We can, George is gonna be on the live stream. Yes, they love you. And I'm like, hey y'all, George has a lab. You might want to jump in there. Oh, George has a lab? Let me see.
That would be your 3 a.m.
Yeah. So one of the girls on the West Coast has joined you in a lab. She like got up early to get into your lab.
I've gotten once or twice people from the US, which is like 12-hour time difference, joining my lab. So I appreciate it so much. It's insane. It's so cool.
Yes.
Well, thank you for joining me today.
You're welcome. Thank you again.
Once this is online, I'm going to send you the link. Maybe you can share with your friends and your instructor friends too.
Absolutely.
Right. Well, have a good day.
You too. Good night. Get some sleep.
It's still early. I'm gonna go eat. I need my dinner. Have a good one. Talk to you soon.
Bye.